So I just checked out Denzel Curry's Melt My Eyes, See the Future a couple of days ago and talked about it. That if you haven't checked it out, I advise if you want to. I'll leave it in the description down below. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about Denzel's latest album he dropped in 2024, which is a sequel to The King of the Mischievous South with the Volume 2. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video and give my discussions about it. Let me know if I should talk about other Denzel Curry albums, as this is an artist I've really gotten into in terms of albums. I mentioned and discussed a lot about him in the previous video that, like I said, I'll leave in the description down below. But I'm not going to waste your time right here. I'm about to talk about his upcoming 2024 album that came out, and I'm just going to discuss it. So yeah, if y'all like this, make sure to like, subscribe, follow all the socials. Without further ado, let's get it. So this is the latest project that he dropped this year, and I ain't gonna lie, this album is so fire. There's so many features on this that I don't even listen to like at all, such as like that Mexican OT, but it makes sense. This album was used for not only with collaboration, you weren't expecting like wish lists with Ty Dollar Sign or collab with that Mexican OT, but also create sound that I wasn't expecting to get hype with. Most of these tracks feel like a mosh pit, and I could only imagine what that feels like. You're gonna get concerts like these, I'll turn it into a damn earthquake. And going into the project, I was not at all expecting to like this album whatsoever, to be honest. I thought I was originally going in, was expecting this album to be like but with this album in particular getting so much traction, I honestly, going into it, was expecting a lot, and this album is really, really good, like I said. And with these tracks, these go stupid, and the fact that Denzel is creating this sound that somehow are leaving me with a disgusting face like this is all I wanted, and honestly, I was expecting this at all. And if anything, I should have, considering literally the title is called The King of Mischievous South, and it has a volume 2, so shit, he ain't lying. And he has a crap ton of trap hard beats with some elements of horror elements that go into it. And it kind of makes me feel like sort of a 2016 and 2017 mosh pit times, and it's really cool. But as we get into the track, that's pretty much what a lot of these tracks like deal with, and I really like it. First up, we have is the opening and the intro with Kingspin narrating the album. But as we getting into the first track, we have the first track, which is track number 2, Ultra with a hook I like personally, with both Denzel and Key having this trance to hypnotic sound. I really do like it. But next up we have is track number 3, Set It, that has one of the first songs off the album that I really like. And just because, like I mentioned previously, it feels like a staged mosh pit. Most of these songs feel like a staged mosh pit, but keep in mind, this isn't the first song like this, but it's pretty good. But next up, we have Hot One. This one's a pretty good one, with having like a spooky light beat with Denzel, ASAP, and Tia Corine rapping about wealth gang related lifestyles, and with a spooky beat that is a sample off from the 1993 track Dear No Evil to match with lyrics like that. It definitely is something I wasn't expecting, but it's really good. I do like ASAP Ferg's feature, with his verse slowly giving a fast pace on the track. It's pretty good. But next up we have is Black Flag Freestyle, and this one, like I mentioned, is a track I wasn't expecting to, let alone have that Mexican OT. I don't listen to the guy respectfully, but I do find the feature to be pretty cool. I remember his name just sounded familiar, and obviously it was because he was on, I believe, the Double XL of this year, and that's the only kind of time I've heard of him. But let me know if he's good by any means. The song is pretty good, so he must have something. But moving on, next up we have is Head Crack. This is just pretty much an interlude, nothing out of the ordinary. But I do have to give respect to with the transition to Jeezy Up. And this song is another good one. This is one of the few ones like I really, really like. Simply being, don't get me wrong, like we have good songs, like I said, I like from this, but like I mentioned, this song is one of my favorites off the track. Just being the fact that this has like a high bumping like track, great production with some chorus of choir in the background, with a little like background with the lyrics and whatnot, with 2 Chainz saying his lyrics mosh pit, that really pretty much sums up what this is. But up next we have another interlude which I don't mind this being an interlude, but the beat on this honestly should have been a song alone. This beat is kind of really good, and he should have continued with it personally and made it a song. But that's like, I guess, my only nitpick about it. But other than that, the beat was pretty good. I will say though, the transition to the next song is fire, and this track is probably my favorite off the album. Other than the two tracks I'm gonna talk about like pretty soon, but as we get to the track number 9, this track is pretty fire. Another beat that has this stage like bumping beat, and with the transition at the end, it has a really good sort of, I guess, sort of song, I guess rap song, if that's what you want to call it. I'm bad at explaining stuff. But regarding this transition to the next song, which is Choose Wisely Intermission, which is just another interlude, but it's a pretty good one. But this interlude, you know what I'm saying, has some like piano instrumentals with Kingspin talking onto the next track, which is Cold Pimp, is pretty cool. And speaking of Cold Pimp, this song is a little different one as it starts off like kind of soft in the beginning with Ty Dolla Sign and Juicy J. And then once you get into it, it starts with some like trap beats to go along with it as you get a little bit like sort of soft, and then once the trap beat gets in, then it gets real. This one is different though, but I do like it. I do like the funny Alexa references in the ad libs of her going off, as well as the mention in the lyrics, as well as going back to the pianos at the end, which is really nice. Next up we have is Wishless. The beat is great. A lot of references that Denzel and Armini, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that so wrong. I apologize. But I like the references to like such video game characters such as like Mario, Peach, Sonic. A lot of cool video game references, the subtle nods to video game references. Pretty cool. And speaking of video game references, next one we have is Hit the Floor with Ski Mask the Slump God, a Florida rapper who is notorious for bringing up games and memes, anime references in his lyrics. And along with the song, I might as well talk about Hoodlums. Oh my god, these songs in particular, these two songs are really, really good. Like really good. I remember after listening to the album, I remember I replayed these two songs. These two songs are so good. Obviously it's your run the mill mosh pit, but these two particularly are so damn good. With Hit the Floor having this hard, spooky like beat, with Ski Mask ad libs in the background certainly matching this. And once you get into Ski's verse, it matches so well. Obviously, he kind of is what he knows as a mosh pit sort of like rapper, as he obviously experiences. This ain't his first rodeo and whatnot, and this really, really, really feels like 2016 to 2017 years. This may be a stretch, but hell, I would even consider like these two tracks to be like XXX Tentacion mosh pits. It's literally that good. But with the last track, this is another great track with right off the bat with Play That Boy Zay. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but with Hoodlums, this song is also pretty good. With him just coming out of nowhere right off the bat on this song, which is pretty good and out of nowhere. Then you get Denzel's verse that has sort of aggressive side of him. You can tell just by his voice that he was aggressive on this beat, and it's pretty good. And then you get A$AP Rocky having this combo verse I really like. And also gives like a cool 98 Eminem bar, which I find cool. And as for overall, this album really has a lot of sound. Just out this album, so many features that are really different and honestly underrated. But this is honestly such a good album, and it has a lot of sound that you're really looking forward to. If you're looking for like a mosh pit sort of sound, or if you want to just get hyped on, this is the album for you. And with the amount of production on this track is literally really, really good, insane, and fire. And this album for sure is definitely mischievous, that's for sure. The features I wasn't expecting either, like I mentioned, with some I never even heard of, with some I've heard of but never listened to the songs. But the fact that they're doing their thing and it matches with the production, along with Denzel just putting them just for support and having this South hip hop element along with it, with some spooky productions on the side, is really I was expecting. But it's a good one, a great project overall. Anyways, let me know what y'all thought about this. And if y'all like this, you feel me, like, subscribe, follow all socials, and I'm out of here. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.